Let's head live to D.C. and Bill Prasad. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Carol. The U.S. is still very vulnerable. That's what the leaders of the 9/11 Commission say after 2 days of hearings this week in Washington.
Good morning, Carol. Plenty of names, plenty of faces, and plenty of targets. The FBI is asking Americans to keep their eyes open, but it's still not clear what we're looking for. President Bush has now declared Maryland a disaster area. Many of the folks I've talked to here in this water-socked Baltimore community say this is the worst storm they've seen in decades. Now, when we first got here, the water was about 2 feet deep. It has now finally receded. It has given these folks an opportunity to begin that cleanup, but this will be a lengthy process, and unfortunately, very soon, some of that cleanup will be done by candlelight. We are live in Baltimore, Maryland tonight. I'm Bill Prasad. Anderson, back to you.
All right, Bill, thanks. It's going to be a tough weekend for a lot of folks.
Sheriff. At least 60 Iraqis have been killed, approximately 100 injured after a series of explosions this morning in Basra. Coalition forces were trying to help the injured. While this was happening, crowds were throwing stones at them.
Car bombings target 3 police stations and a police training facility in Basra. Those killed may include children on their way to school. The escalating violence this month in Iraq prompted tough questions Tuesday on Capitol Hill.
Either you have a plan or you don't.
Senators asked defense officials what will happen if the June deadline for handing over sovereignty to Iraqis has to be postponed.
There's certainly ways to proceed if it can't be done by July 1st.
At least 100 U.S. soldiers have been killed in Iraq in April, making it the most deadly month of combat, much of the fighting in the city of Fallujah.
The current state of affairs in Fallujah will not continue indefinitely.
The Dominican Republic now says it will pull its 300 soldiers out of Iraq, making it the third ally to announce a withdrawal this week. In spite of this, the administration sounds a different tune.
I'm getting solid support for our efforts. Commitments to remain and finish the job that they came to do.
And remember this man? Iraqi leaders have set up a tribunal to try Saddam Hussein. No trial date has been set. His future, as well as that of the country he once ruled, remain unclear.
And late word coming out of Iraq at this hour is that a Danish man who has been missing since April 10th and presumed kidnapped has been found dead. Officials have not released his name. Denmark has 420 soldiers in Iraq. We're live in Washington this morning. I'm Bill Prasad. Cher, back to you.
Being ripped off to the tune of thousands of dollars. Fox 5's Bill Prasad is live from the MCI Center with more. Bill?
Good evening, Mel. Inside my pocket, you could say this is the hottest ticket in town, a ticket to the Bruce Springsteen concert, but it is literally hot. It's one of the many fake tickets I saw on sale tonight. These people were so thorough, they even put an AOL ad on the back. At this hour, the concert is still going on. People have heard Born to Run, but some people were born to be ripped off. Thousands of fans spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to see the boss. But tonight, some crooks on the streets rule. This guy pays $700 for a handful of trash. And he's not alone.
There's over 100 people in line in there saying they got fake tickets. I've been going to Springsteen for 20 years, all over the United States. This is the first time anything like this ever happened.
Scanners at entrances turn away fan after fan. Some, like these men, had come all the way from Minnesota to see Springsteen. Now they're seeing red.
Oh, look.
The font is different.
The color is different.
And when I, my suspicions, unfortunately, I didn't listen to my instincts. When we grabbed these fake ones from the guy the first time, my thumb stuck to him.
Tickets are in such high demand that one guy stops me and asks me if he can buy my ticket. If I wanted to sell you this ticket, would you buy it?
Yeah, how much?
If I wanted to sell it to you for $75, would you buy it?
Absolutely.
It's fake.
Oh, this one's fake?
Yeah.
I can kind of tell it's fake.
Police work the crowd trying to get the people they believe are selling bogus tickets off the streets.
Hey, how you doing? What's up?
You?
Selling tickets today?
No.
No, you're not?
No, I'm not selling tickets.
Come on with your camera. Why don't you get you some business, man?
I don't want
what's up? Hey, man, all right.
We made some enemies tonight. Police made some arrests. It is illegal to try to buy or to try to scalp tickets here in D.C. so close to a venue, especially if those tickets are worthless. We're live outside the MCI Center tonight. Bill Prasad, Fox 5 News.
Bill Prasad live on the Mall with more. Good morning, Bill.
Good
Good morning, Carol. I'm standing here live in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Unfortunately, it may be a very wet Memorial Day today here in D.C. Now, this is a holiday the nation has observed since 1868, but this year there is a very big change. They come from all over the country to visit Washington's newest memorial. 140,000 people, many of them veterans and their families, seeing for the first time the National World War II Memorial.
Oh, we're emotional. It's a great day for all of us, but mostly for the children, so they can come back here and see what America's about.
11 years in the making at a cost of $175 million, the memorial is a neoclassical array of arches and fountains saluting the more than 16 million Americans who served, the 400,000 who died, and the millions who supported the war at home.
You can feel so small that you're a part of something so big.
In places like Afghanistan and Iraq, the sacrifice continues, men and women laying down their lives for their country. At a weekend rally for veterans, the president called with a message of thanks for those still serving.
That they're carrying out this mission, a mission which will make America more secure and the world more free.
From soldiers in combat to soldiers in the twilight of their lives, a nation pauses to say thank you. 1,100 World War II veterans die each day, but their struggles are now immortalized in this salute to the greatest generation. In spite of the wet weather, a parade is planned for later this morning. Also later this morning, the president will be laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington Cemetery in Virginia, all part of a number of festivities planned in the nation's capital on this very important holiday. Carol, back to you.
All right, Bill Prasad reporting from the Capitol Rotunda to the National Cathedral for his funeral. CNN's Bill Prasad live in Washington with more for us as we take a look at the National Cathedral. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Carol. The viewing time at the Capitol Rotunda will come to an end at approximately 9 Eastern Time. The Reagan casket will be moved later this morning. The funeral is set to begin at approximately 11:30 Eastern. Mr. Bush will speak at the funeral. He's expected to say thank you to Mr. Reagan and his family for the years of sacrifice and service. The National Cathedral, the site of the Reagan funeral, a normally serene place, now the location for security sweeps, lockdowns, and street closings. The Secret Service is coordinating protection with many local and federal agencies.
I haven't seen anything of this magnitude, so it'll be very interesting to see, but we're expecting a lot of traffic, a lot of disruptions in the off-street traffic here.
British Prime Minister Tony Blair and German Chancellor Gerhard Schroeder are among at least 20 foreign leaders expected to be there. President Bush will deliver a tribute, as will his father.
I'm afraid the tears will flow, but I'm going to try to find something to dry them up.
At the Capitol Rotunda last night, Mr. and Mrs. Bush paid their respects. So did former Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. Approximately 150,000 people have passed through since Wednesday night. At times there were tears. Always there was silence and respect. Serious injuries sustained in Iraq did not stop this decorated Marine from saluting. Distance wasn't a factor either. This man drove from Canada.
I came to pay homage to President Reagan, who was my hero, because he liberated my old country, so my nephews and nieces can live in freedom.
Many waited in line 3 hours, saying it was a once-in-a-lifetime moment to personally mourn a president. The funeral will be a Presbyterian service. After the funeral, the casket will be flown to California for an interment ceremony. All of this on a national day of mourning. Carol, back to you.